February 26, 2025. Present are
Evelyn Miller.
Carlos Adams, Select Board Representative.
Patty Gale, Planning Assistant.
Jean Walker.
David Neiman.
Jane Raymond.
Susan Tucker.
Andrew Chaplin.
Okay, first on the agenda is a subdivision review for proposal of two-lot subdivision, creating one new lot. The property is owned by Scott and Laura Leclerc, located on 69 Bog Road, map 4, lot 68, zone residential 1. A recommendation needed to be forwarded to the planning board. We have someone here to present it.
We do. Good evening, my name is Matt Peterson with Keach Nordstrom Associates, here presenting the proposed subdivision and wetland impact to the Conservation Commission for 69 Bog Road. I think in about the 32 years of doing stuff, I hope that we all see this as probably one of the straightforward wetland permits that we are applying for here. I know Carlos will have something, but that's okay. Been doing this a long time with him as well. So as you can see from the aerial photo, we're about 2,000 feet from Route 13 if you were to head out toward New Boston and take a right on Bog Road. This is the infamous multifamily I think everybody knows about now that has come and gone a bunch of times. So when our client picked up this piece, we thought, oh wow, we must be able to get some good density on this here and do something like that. And then we found out, nope, we can do one single family house. So the person who has bought this house right now as the one whole piece would like to sell this off, so we are proposing a one-lot subdivision, approximately an acre, to subdivide off this house, and then leave the remaining 18.79 acres as one buildable home. We have shown a buildable lot sketch, which would be on your pages 3 of 6 that you have in the full size, and we have shown where the house would be placed. It would be placed just past into the field as you saw in the aerial photo. Basically at the existing areas of kind of the farming that's being done out there currently today. I apologize for the pictures of the wetlands there and stuff like that. We didn't think we were going to be here. As you can see from the aerial photos here, this is an existing dirt road, has been used for quite some time now. I believe it was the farm starts with a D, but whatever there, they used to farm in a lot there. I think once a couple of these lots got sold off, it got a little too small for them to do some of that farming, so they don't think they planted it this year is what I heard. But obviously it was a road that's been in there for quite some time right now. We were gonna use the existing road for our single family home. However, because we're over 250 feet back from the road, we have to meet NFPA fire code requirements, which means I need to upgrade that to 16-foot wide with 20-foot swath through there. So currently out there today, like I said, is approximately a 12-foot driveway. And believe it or not, page 3.
Thank you.
Yep. And believe it or not, the water flows from the west to the east. However, you would not know that based on the culvert because the culvert inverts are flipped the other direction because whenever you put it in there, you do not put it in correctly. So one of the things we will be doing, Scott reviewed it, asked us to obviously fix the culvert and make sure it's flowing in the right direction so that the water will continue to flow the way it was supposed to and make its way, I would assume, down to the Piscataquag River eventually on this site that's there. Again, we submitted this as a permit by notification. We seem to fall into the category for all those different things that were there. Again, a single family home. This was already impacted there. We're just opening up that crossing by 8 feet, 4 feet on each side to allow the driveway to go through there. The impact is 1,733 square feet, which is located in the upper right corner on sheet 3 of 6. Again, we have done full plans to show erosion control and stuff like that during construction. When the previous person got the variance there, it was requested to remove the driveway and utilize our own driveway coming in. So again, we're going in the same place as the crossing, we're just widening it there. I know you've got some big stuff on later that's probably more intensive than this one here. I can really answer questions or comments you have, but it's kind of what we're looking to do.
So,
anyone have a
Matt,
question?
technically, it's a two-lot subdivision creating one new lot.
Technically, it's a 2-lot subdivision creating one new lot, yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Yep, created one new buildable lot,
Have
but
any
yes.
other, we have questions? Any-
Presentation was
Jane?
great. I'm very impressed. 30 years, it was great.
I just have a question about the buildings that are being removed. What's the,
So all of these buildings right here to be removed, I couldn't tell you exactly, but it seems to be some type of compound that was kind of playing out there for a while that had a lot of different buildings on site. But all these buildings right here are proposed to be removed.
They submitted for a permit and they're calling it 3 barns and a shed,
okay, 3 barns and a shed,
to demo it. They've already submitted for a permit.
okay.
Sounds like the title of a good movie. 3 barns and a
Do
shed.
you have any other questions, concerns?
Hmm?
Do we have a motion?
Wow, I'm impressed.
I'm telling you, he's good.
Really?
I move to approve of this,
Recommend.
recommend this for approval. And there's nothing now I'm concerned about.
We have to,
In fact, it looks, huh?
we have to sign the PBN, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe just.
I don't
add
have
that
it to
we're-
sign though. You have it
Maybe
all.
just add that we're happy to hear that the culvert situation will be improved with the flowage director.
Yeah.
great.
And no issues of concern?
No other issues of concern?
We have a second on that?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining?
Thank you very much. Can I leave this with you and pick it up maybe tomorrow or something if you?
Yep. Do they just sign one spot?
Yep.
Okay.
There's 3 signatures, one for the owner, one's for.
Okay, even if you want to just give it to me right now. Jean, you want to quickly sign?
Oh, I can see she's got it there, it's just that they need to sign.
here?
Yep, and then you can just take it,
Okay.
unless you want me to give it to the town.
No, because I gotta bring her the 4 copies and then she'll sign it, that one.
I can.
Then
We
226,
think we have a
25.
demo of yourself for other presentations. You did a great job.
There you go.
Thank you very much. Call us a senior for 30 years. Right.
He can vouch for
No
the
need to
decades.
overplay it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I have all the time. Especially the dogs.
You like that?
Where are we doing
Okay, second on the agenda, we have a review of the site walk and wetland impact for the roadway for proposal subdivision application with Reese Real Estate. Skip that.
No, speak up a little louder.
Oh. Application MP, Properties, ILLC, property owner of 67 Terrell Hill Road, map 6, lot 54, Devenathick Family Resident Trust, property owned of 76 Sagecoach Court, map 9, lot 12, 16, the first part of the proposal to subdivide map 6, lot 54 into 2 lots, creating a new proposed lot 54-1. As part of this proposal, the applicant is proposing to adjust the lot line between proposed lot 6, map 6 and lot 54-1, and exiting map 9, lot 32-16 to create a 60-foot wide right-of-way access for a future road connecting lot 54-1. The second part of the application is to subdivide proposed lot 54-1 into 46 lot open space subdivisions along with 1 open space lot. This proposed open space subdivision will create a new roadway that will connect Acorn Drive to Sage Court and provide road frontage for the 46 new lots. A recommendation is needed to forward to the planning board. We have someone here to present this.
Yes. Hi, my name is Jake Dorfler. I'm with the Dubay Group. I'm here representing the client, Belize Real Estate LLC, for the project at 67 Terrell Hill Road. With me, I have Bruce Gilday, who performed the wetland and soil analysis for the project and was also present for the site walk. What day was it? February 8th. Seeing how you guys had a very lengthy meeting with Doug previously, I figured we'd start with the wetland impact and let Bruce discuss that portion and the wetland permit that is being submitted.
Thank you. Bruce Gilday with BAG Land Consultants out of Concord, New Hampshire, and I've been doing this for 35 years.
Yes, you have.
Yes, you have.
I want to say I was out here first in March of 2024, and I spent 4 long days putting the wetland flags out. There was 287 flags that we put out there. Survey located those to a great degree of accuracy, and I got to commend the Dubay Group and their design, because they really tried to avoid the wetland impacts off of this. As you know, they have to tie into Acorn Extension, and as they come in, it's unavoidable. At station like 4+00, there's the first wetland. It's shown on the map right here as shaded. It is a poorly drained, pedestrian forested wetland. It doesn't hold water, it doesn't pond. There's no intermittent scouring, no hydrological flow into it, and it doesn't have any real scouring going out of it. But it does require a culvert to, and I don't know what he has designed as an engineer as far as a closed system drainage. And I think he's got Cape Cod berms on there, which is,
It's Cape Cod berm. We have it's an infiltration pond, which is going to collect the water from the roadway, treat it, and then a 24-inch concrete culvert discharging underneath the roadway.
yep. So we're at the point where we've taken the impact that the engineers have designed by trying to minimize, and it's 6,306 square feet of permanent impact. And then there's going to be 90 square feet for temporary impacts for the erosion control measures that'll be lifted once the site is stabilized. So it's a total of 6,396 square feet. This application is ready to be submitted, if not Friday, Monday. We've got to notify all the abutters. I think I have 42 of them. And we'll do that by certified mail, and then we'll hopefully be back before you again if we can. But answer your questions. I did the wetlands, I did the soil map. The soil map was required because of an AOT permit. It was site specific.
I see people looking for a plan. This is the last sheet in the set.
Well, it would take us a lot,
Yeah, it's the very last sheet. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and it blows up. And then we've done the research with the New Hampshire Heritage Bureau, and there's been no rare, threatened, or endangered plants out here from the NHB, but we are in consultation with the Fish and Game. They noted 2 turtles and a black racer snake. So we got to make provisions, working with the engineer. I said, you better make some good-sized culverts in there, and I said the minimum you can have, and that the Fish and Game likes is 24-inch RCPs. They like that, so the critters can crawl through those. I think they've done a great job. They've avoided the wetlands everywhere else on the land. It is pretty high and dry, the soils out here. There may be some variable depths to ledge, but that's understandable for being in Hillsborough County. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back and look for the turtles in the spring. I'm going to be on site as it progresses, and making sure that there's no black racer snakes or anything like that. But we're doing our studies right now for some cottontails, New England cottontails. Even though that wasn't on the list, we like to look for those out there. So we're in the process of submitting this application. It'll be submitted either Friday or Monday.
People, questions? I know the ones that went on sidewalk. Do you have something?
Well,
Concerns?
I think we also would like to look at it when the snow's gone. Look at this wetland area when the snow is gone, just to confirm what Bruce is telling us, that there's no vernal pools. And I think the reason, or at least my thinking was, last fall was very dry. It was unusually dry. And I think, given that we're gonna have a fair amount of water when all this lovely white stuff goes away, we might wanna look at it again, just for that reason.
Couldn't find a better time of the year to do it.
Right.
Yep.
Wait till the black flies and the ticks are in full
full.
Well, with we had a real normal winter for a change, and maybe that'll knock down the tick
Oh,
population.
that'd be great.
I'm
And
hoping.
so we can do a vernal pool survey.
Yes, yes. My other concern is not so much with the roadway crossing as it is with those two lots, which are, I think, 1 and 2. But I don't think that the lots themselves have a wetland crossing. Or maybe they do. Yes, I think it's called Lot 1 and Lot 2.
Yep.
And on this map, do you see where the house is in Lot 1?
It's set back, it's definitely set back a ways.
Is this driveway cross, it's going in before the wetland?
Right.
Okay,
This one, right after the wetland.
okay. This is up on a hill though, right?
Yes.
Well, it's going up on a hill.
This would be
right
here,
now.
right?
They're all going up.
Okay.
It's going up here.
That elevation.
Mm.
But right in front of the house on Lot 1, if I see this, if this is Lot 1, it says wetland impact, and that's on that house lot, right?
Correct, yep.
So
That-
what, is that your detention pond?
This is it's our infiltration pond. The impact to obviously with the road construction, there was very small amount of wetland that really, as Bruce had said, it's, there's no water, it's low value. So, I mean, it didn't make sense to keep that small square footage.
Okay, but what is this,
The-
what is this going to look like when the lot is built out? What is that?
The pond, it'll be loamed and seeded, and it'll have grass.
And it will be a pond?
It'll be a pond. Well, it'll be a dry pond more or less. Water will flow in during high storm events, and then it'll raise up, store it, and then infiltrate into the ground. And then there's an outlet control structure that will meter.
And the homeowner will own this pond?
That will be an easement to the town. So the town will maintain.
Memo to the planning board.
Excuse me?
Memo to the planning board, we have an issue with that.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just concerned, here's a house with maybe kids and there's a pond in the front yard and,
Well, my concern is the town taking
The
it
town,
over.
right.
Now they
Right.
have to
The
maintain it.
town has to maintain it.
yeah. Well, can we,
Eliminate that lot?
well, that would be I mean,
I
that,
thought, when, we saw this in it before, I actually thought that would be one that you'd want to eliminate because of the,
well, okay, so Collis, can we say to the planning board, we have concerns about a pond being in the front yard?
We can. We
And
have
then-
concerns with the location of the pond,
And concerns with the town having,
assuming responsibility for
Right.
maintenance of it.
right, okay.
I guess I have kind of along those lines, but on broader concern. It says, PLC went and reviewed the property and did have potential interest, but with only a select portion of the property, which seems to me to suggest, with some modifications, would they then be interested in the whole thing? I don't know what those are, but it suggests to me that they didn't say, forget it, we don't want it.
No.
They were pretty extensive modifications. I had a long conversation with Chris Wells before we even did the sidewalk. And, basically with this plan, I just hold up this little thing. But all of this area above, they have no interest in
Right.
because it's so close to
The other
subdivisions on
side.
either side. And, actually, I think for the people who would be living here, they might want to be able to walk back along the trail through there as part of the overall route they would traverse.
If I recall, they really broke up the open space into a couple different chunks and said, well, we want this, but not that, and other sections, and
Yeah.
it's not something the client is.
They actually submitted a map, I think,
Yeah.
that there's a printout here, and they also didn't want to be close to the bottom edge of the lots, and they didn't want to have anything where there was an infiltration basin. So they cut a fair amount of it out. And so then it would have been, well, now you're both giving part of the land to a land trust and then still have to create a homeowners association for the leftover bits, which is getting into a kind of a complicated mess that I think most of us don't really want to see.
I mean, I'm sure Doug had mentioned this on the site walk, but, you know, the client, I guess it was interest that maybe the Conservation Commission or the town would be potentially interested in the open space, and obviously the client is more than happy to do something like that.
Well, I simply feel, I think as David is alluding to, that cutting it up into pieces and having two separate monitoring systems is a bad idea. I think it would be better to keep it all as one open space. It is, I understand where Piscataqua is coming from because there isn't much in the back there, but it would be potential area for recreation of people who have these lots, or even the people who have the lots on Ginger. Because we're looking at the backside of all these, I say these, oops, sorry, the ones at the top here,
Yeah.
that's the upslope of Ginger Drive. Which, that road, Ginger Drive, kind of parallels this new proposed Acorn Drive. And those lots would also back up into this potentially protected land as a place for recreation. And when we did our site walk, of course, there was snow on the ground. It's pretty good walking up there. There's not a lot of like big piles of boulders or cliffs or swamps or.
Brambles.
Brambles, well, there were brambles, but I think, you know, there could be a fair amount of walking, snowshoeing, recreating, and there'll be a lot of people there. So I think it would be good if the Conservation Commission, in conjunction with the town, could take ownership.
But then you're talking about taking not just the top part here, you're saying.
The whole thing.
The whole
The whole
thing.
thing. Don't
Whole
chop
open
it up,
space.
don't chop it up.
About
Not
116 acres.
And in the minutes of the sidewalk, the four of us that went on the sidewalk, that was our overall consensus, which I guess we still have to discuss with the rest of the commission to see what the rest of you think, but the four of us on the sidewalk felt that Conservation Commission, that we should push for the Conservation Commission to take that open space to be a town conservation area. Not only to protect the prime wetland that's down below, we've always taken a special concern with protecting them and buffering them. But also, this part of town is the furthest part of town away from all the town parks, that are all on the other side of the river to the southwest. There isn't a lot of recreation spaces up in that part of town, and yet there's all these subdivisions. There's a lot of people living up in that area, and to have this place for people to go and walk. It's gonna be passive recreation only. There's not gonna be ball fields or anything like that. Just a passive recreation area, I think would be a good thing for that part of the town. Not only for the people that live here in the existing subdivisions, but the whole spice world around this. And it would be an area that they could walk to, not have to get in their car and drive to, but walk from their homes.
Walk out their backyard,
So,
come right out the back. Yeah.
for those reasons, we thought it would be, good to have that happen, rather than it being a homeowners association, privately owned, everybody else excluded. I don't think that would be a good idea. It's too big and nice of an area to exclude the public from.
If we did that, it would be nice to make a requirement that the developer, I'm gonna say developer, put up markers showing where the open space starts. I'm just thinking about when we had the mountain surveyed, and then I hike along a lot of that, and where there are people that are abutting, then they then spill over into that area, and we have to say to them, you know, they're either throwing their trash there, or they're building a garage or something. But if you had markers.
Well, if we took possession of a piece of property to be town of conservation space, we're gonna put our boundary markers up.
Well, I
We do
think we
that
should, but I
anyway.
think,
Yeah.
but I also, I guess.
Well, we wanna be consistent with the rest of the town.
Well, I'm asking Collis this question, but isn't it in the planning board's rules now that lot boundaries have to be marked by granite posts? Is it just the front or all four
Well, it
corners
depends, on the street corners, they have to be granite, they can be other markers,
in the back?
intermediate on the lots.
But across the
but-
back of
But the
all
bottom line is, they do need to be, monumented.
monumented. So there would be a pin on the back corner of
Right.
every one of these lots
That's
on
right.
both sides. So
Oh,
it
every
should,
lot.
it should be pretty darn obvious, because I don't think they're, what are they, 100 feet?
100, they're not very big.
I mean, there's a couple of them that are
The
a
width,
little more, a
I
little
think the
less,
width
but,
was around.
so there should be a marker every 100 feet all the way along.
So what kind of monuments do they use for lots like these? I wasn't aware of that.
Granite posts in the
Well,
front.
not on the street
No,
right
we
away.
had
I don't think
conservation
they, to
markers,
that
right?
extent.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, granite in the
Yes,
Along
front,
the street
iron
right
pins
away,
in the back.
yeah.
Well, I
Then
didn't realize
Then
that.
iron pins on the back.
They should be painted fluorescent.
So,
Sorry.
Oh, that would be really attractive.
But
where is this in relationship to Mountain View Middle School? I mentioned this, I think, at a prior meeting.
So if you go all the way down to the bottom where the
Show me
prime
that.
wetland is, on the
Show
other
me on
side
the
of the,
overview.
He's gonna get a map.
of that area, yeah, he'll just show
I
you.
brought like every plan that I have, just in case you guys have questions.
Good idea.
We love maps.
It's here somewhere.
It's on the, call it,
Mhm.
oh, on the front, on this page,
Top left
Very
corner.
front here.
top left corner, it shows the school.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Juniper Drive comes up,
The map I was gonna show you does not actually.
It shows the school, but it doesn't show the total property outline, because north of the school, they have, there's a series of wetlands, and they have a whole series of walking trails and bridges,
They do.
you know, and that would make a nice connection to this.
Ah,
Plus,
And that is the school,
from the Mountain View
Mountain
Middle
View.
School.
but it's the school, not the town. It
It's a
owns-
school.
It's a school,
yeah,
that owns that land, that whole piece of land.
Yeah, I understand. They're separate from the town, really.
Right.
But
But there is
there-
already trails in
And
that.
I know, my thought was, if there was a connection, then you'd have all the parking available at
On school.
Mountain View.
Mhm.
People can park there, gain access to all of this trail network.
mm.
On
Not
the
just,
weekend.
not just.
On the
the people-
weekends,
not
on the
just-
weekends.
Well, whatever.
But they can't, it's not
Of course,
quite that
during
close, I don't
designated
think.
times,
To
let's put it
park
that way.
here,
Yeah,
and walk
during
up here, I
designated
don't have a
times.
But,
site.
yeah, so it
You've got
would not
something in
only be a benefit to the people in this subdivision, but the general public.
And that, and particularly that area, yeah.
It's
Well,
not that- I don't
I
think it's that
think-
close.
If you look at the end of Juniper Drive, I think that's the closest spot to that site,
Right here.
is right where Juniper Drive ends, but I don't know,
There's-
is that right in the middle of the wetland where Juniper ends?
Juniper, there's that big, the prime wetland is.
It's right there.
It's right off there.
There's a piece of,
Yeah, so Juniper's like down here, and here's that.
Oh, this-
prime
there's a
wetland.
piece of open
It's
space
cul-de-sac down
land
there.
at the end of Juniper Drive that was associated with that Juniper Drive subdivision. And that goes and abuts the wetland on the one side. So, but again, that's a homeowners association type thing, which isn't necessarily open to the public.
But I mean, I didn't look at this specifically, but if I recall, like this lot is like, you know, privately owned. I don't know if there's any, open space
Public
access from
access to
this
it,
way.
yeah.
You'd have to
Yeah.
probably come down, if there is anything on the end of Acorn,
Yeah.
like coming in through that way, I'm not really quite sure.
Are these supposed to be like farmer fields? Is that what, or what is this?
That's a
No,
pond.
they're ponds.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
pond?
those are, because they're not designed to hold water. So there'll be
Those are just
grass
season.
when it's,
Those are access maintenance roads
Okay.
to maintain the ponds.
So that's another one the town would have to take care of.
yes, there's actually 4 ponds. There's this one, the one down below, and then there's one on Sage, and one up behind, and this one outside.
Collis, didn't the town stop doing that, taking over the ponds?
If they're part of the right of way, they prefer to have
If they
them.
can incorporate it into an easement
Yeah,
as part of the right-of-way, which is preferred.
Which these are all under an easement, proposed easement.
and if the conservation takes the open space, the ones that are located in it, then
We have to take care of it.
you would take it.
But then do we have to take care of it?
No, you give an easement still to
the
maintenance to
town.
the town.
Right. Yeah, and I think the town, regardless who owns the open space, would have an easement to maintain.
Because it's actually the select board with a dedicated towards conservation. They actually own the land. Well, the town owns the land, I should say.
Right, we would have to go before the select board and go through the same 4114A process that we always do.
To see if they want to take it.
For the select board to agree that conservation would take this, we can't just say it, we have to go before the select board and get that. I don't see an obstacle with that, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, I don't know, I'll fulfill my obligation as a member of the select board until March 11th, and then it'll be up to somebody else.
Right,
I'll be looking at it in the rearview mirror.
okay. Well, thank you for all your service calls.
My pleasure.
Right. So do we have anything else about this?
If I may, I'd like to go back to, I think what initiated this whole thing was about this pond and this lot. I think this lot actually, I know it looks crazy with the pond in front, it's actually gonna be quite a nice lot. It's gonna sit up on a hill, and it's gonna overlook everything below it. And it has a nice backyard. I think getting rid of that lot would be a bit excessive, but if it's something that, that was desired, there could be a fence. There's an easement in there anyway. We could put like a chain link fence around the pond so that,
How deep is it?
it's only 4 feet.
Oh,
That's pretty deep.
that's pretty deep.
But it's dry.
It's dry, I mean, unless it's raining.
It releases water slowly.
No, I'm not opposed to the idea of a detention pond that drain. I'm just very concerned about it being in the front yard of a home where there could be children, there could be, and here now the town has to come on into their yard to maintain it. So that's my concern. And I think a 4-foot deep pond is a significant drowning hazard.
They have like slope and drainage easements along the roadway, so that's what I believe would be incorporated into.
Yes, yeah. There would be, the drainage easement for all of the, I think in actually, I don't know what sheet number it is, but it shows it pretty specifically on our subdivision
This is
plans.
right in the front.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And the planning board could require the ponds to be fenced
Okay.
with a lockbox.
Sheet 6 will show the easement on, for that
These people
particular.
have a pond with a fence around it.
pond.
Yeah. Well, I guess, Patty, on the list of concerns about that particular lot, should I don't even know how to say this. There should be if they're gonna keep the pond, there should be some safety.
If the lot
Concern.
remains with a pond, there should be some sort of safety mechanism like a fence or.
I don't wanna tell the
what I'm
planning-
hearing is the pond should be incorporated into an overall easement.
Right.
And as part of that easement, there should be a requirement to fence the ponds
Yeah.
for public safety.
Okay.
I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, but
Well,
I think that's what.
I'm just
Thank you,
curious
Colin.
about the next one over, the next lot over. It does show a wetland too, right? Is that,
That's correct, yep. That's an existing wetland that we're not touching.
you're not touching, but I guess, is that a pond too?
It's not a drainage feature for the development. It's just what it's showing, what's there right now is what's gonna be there when we're all done.
I'm just curious, so I'm is it a pond? It's just a wetland, a kind of a marshy area?
Bruce, I'm not sure, did you see any, besides the vernal pool that's, not vernal pool, the
Prime,
prime wetland down here, did you see any like standing water in any of these
None.
wetlands?
there's none, it's, almost some of it was somewhat poorly drained soils, but it had the wetland vegetation is very thick in there. So we went into conservative and we just blocked it off as being wetlands. The prime wetland is in that one area, and it's obvious because it gets to, it's the one place where it goes from any kind of somewhat poorly, turns into very poorly drained and open water.
Okay.
But it's very prime, that's where we're gonna look for some turtles in the springtime.
But there's no disturbance plan there.
No.
Yeah, but depending on any given year and the time of year in any given year, there's gonna be water in those ponds.
Well,
There will be.
no, I understand.
Yeah.
But that'll be in your open space.
It's gonna be water.
No, that won't be, that lot 2, but there's no disturbance planned on lot 2, you're not digging or
No, he said-
regrading or anything. You've just
I mean-
marked where the wetland is.
We are not, we are not filling, we are not disturbing the wetland whatsoever.
Okay. I'm less worried about that one. The whole rest of it's high and dry, I mean, we walked the whole length. And,
It's just that corner.
yeah, it's just that corner. Everything else,
Oh, I think there was one little question here at the far end over here.
Sage, I was gonna ask, is that one gonna be part of the town?
Yes.
Or it's not gonna be privately
Nope.
drainage
Yeah,
maintenance?
all the drainage ponds are proposed to be
Town?
town.
So
Okay.
what page is that?
That is 19.
no, this one's.
I like the coloring. Because I think when we were looking at this before, that was, we were told that they were gonna get an easement from the abutter so that they could do drainage work or something, but have you changed that?
Nope,
now?
there's still, part of the 2-lot subdivision and lot line adjustment, that the right-of-way will be created. And then on top of that, there'll be an easement given by lot 32-16
Do this
for
stuff.
the maintenance, grading and.
So that's obvious, another pond that has to be maintained by the town.
Again, yes, all 4 ponds are proposed to be maintained by the town. None of them are proposed to hold water. They're all either an infiltration pond,
is that one of them right
bioretention.
there? So would you just point out all 4 of the ponds and that the town's gonna be responsible for?
So we have the infiltration pond that we were talking about here.
Yeah.
This is just a large detention pond that meters the flow out to a vegetated buffer. And then this is a bioretention pond, and this is a bioretention pond. So this pond collects the road basically from here down to here, and then this will collect from here to there. I think the break for these 2 ponds is right about here. This all goes down here, and this comes up to the infiltration pond.
I'm just curious, how many ponds does the town take care of now? Or these,
Too many,
too many?
simply put.
When it's a public road, they generally, anything along the road, they'll even go back to, say a lot's been there for a while and their house has been there, there's an issue with drainage, they'll try and get an easement so they can do maintenance along the road to protect the road.
So what's happening now is some of these ponds that were turned over to the town 10, 15, 20 years ago are now overgrown. Now the town's gotta go in and clear out all the vegetation, reestablish grade.
We have one right at the corner of our place.
Yeah, you
That's supposed to be a fire,
Yeah, you do.
and it's completely unusable. I think they came in when there was a fire and
It
stuff,
doesn't-
something, and it just clogged up right away.
It doesn't serve its intended purpose.
No, it's doing nothing. Okay.
We have concerns with the ponds.
No, just one.
Well, we need to get some
Yeah.
things together.
Yep.
Planning.
Yeah, I'll be at the planning board meeting tomorrow, so you can anticipate the same sort of questions. and
We-
concerns.
They're not
We're
on
not on the
tomorrow,
agenda.
Oh, you're not? Oh,
No.
okay,
they're on the
good. Good,
20s,
I get a night off.
they're on, no,
I'm
there's
glad
someone
we're
else
not, because
on.
then I'd have to do it too, and Dug
on
in.
March 13th.
Okay, great.
So it's not an association, they're just gonna, you know, what they're asking is that they have the town take over the open space,
On behalf of the conservation, it would be,
conservation, and the town is going to be asked to maintain those detention ponds. And, right, okay.
In terms of the open space area, I mean, I think the only real burden to the town, if you will, that I see here is, you know, this maintenance pond retention, and that's kind of a separate issue anyway, that's that whole issue. But the open space itself, it's, there's not gonna be a real maintenance issue there. I mean, we'll put in, lay out a trail for people to hike through it and mark the boundaries, and that's really all we need to do on it. It's not, there's no bridges need to be built, there's no, you know, I mean, some areas to put in a trail, it's a major effort because of wetland crossings and streams and stuff like that.
But not this,
But not this one. The way the land all slopes down to that prime wetland, it's like a big giant bowl, really. It just all kind of goes down to it. It's kind of an interesting spot, actually.
well, I think it's really the height of the land. One side slopes down into the Black Brook watershed and the other side slopes down into the Piscataqua watershed, and you're really at the crest of that ridge right there.
well, I think the plan is wonderful, and having open space for the town is terrific.
Yeah, and the thing is, the line drawing doesn't really give you a visual impact what's happening. What does is this colored line, because you can see all of that green space behind the houses. On that, you can't.
Right.
It looks like the lot goes all the way to the back, and it does, but
So zoomed out.
Looks like this is really
Do we have any other concerns or questions at this time?
I
Okay.
think the only other thing I would say about the open space going to conservation is, the nice thing is, well, like I said before, a lot of people will be able to walk to this, but if could be a couple of designated parking spaces along the road there, especially where there's a big gap between the houses, just really only need a couple spots for people from other parts of the public that could come and park at the side
like
of
a
the road.
pull-off.
Well, the cul-de-sac is nice.
Yeah, there's no cul-de-sac.
Yeah, that's not far.
Well, we're getting rid of.
Cul-de-sacs, yeah.
Yeah, the pavement, the excess pavement, I mean, unless that was something the town wanted to do, but that's, I mean,
I'm not really sure.
Like somewhere between the opening of the open space.
like, so.
Similar to Blackbriar Woods, didn't they have like little parking spot?
When they first did Blackbriar, yes, they created,
Like two?
well, like one up by the road and a couple further down.
Yeah.
Those don't really get used much anymore now, because then they later acquired the Black Brook parcel and combined those two together, so now they have a whole pull-out,
Mm.
you know, off of Shanty Road. Yeah.
But you're right,
But it was just,
Okay,
yeah,
but-
those parking spaces are still there, they're just little pull-off on the side of the
I
road.
was saying,
just-
it is really a nice idea to have some parking for these, because you can see anywhere around the mountain area that there are areas that you need to have cars pulled off of.
And again, it's not gonna be like the mountains, which attracts people from all over the state.
No.
It's, you know, one or two spaces is really adequate.
So is someone gonna make like a motion to pass on
Yeah, what-
recommendations?
What are some of the recommendations, Patty?
Well, I'm getting the conservation wants to walk it in the spring.
Right.
To verify there are no vernal pools. No pools.
No, we're not gonna verify. Bruce is gonna do it.
Bruce is gone.
I'll have the boots on.
He's gonna either,
And
So do you guys not wanna walk it then?
No,
You just
I
want,
think we want.
You wanna walk it, right?
that's what they were saying, they wanna walk it.
Yes.
yeah, but we're not gonna identify the vernal pools. That's not our job.
No, I'll
Sidewalk in
take your,
spring with
We'll just
yes,
go
I'd
out.
love to do that.
Bruce.
They
Feed
wanna
the
walk
town.
it.
Verify no vernal pools.
That will be a good sidewalk, because if the vernal pools are active, it will be an excellent sidewalk.
I look forward to it.
Concerns with town owning the detention ponds. If the detention ponds, I'm doing this all by my head right now.
Well, I don't know, is it, I mean, planning board has to look at that anyway. It's
Right.
not particularly a conservation issue.
Are we not passing that, or do you want me to pass on the concern if the detention ponds to remain in the front
Yes.
of lot one,
Yes.
there should be some sort of safety mechanism put in place.
That was, I guess that was the issue more specifically.
So put that in,
That
Yes.
there was
not the
questions about whether we need safety measures
safety measures, okay.
around.
But
the
I don't need to pass on that you have
retention
concerns with the town owning the detention ponds, or the drainage
Well,
system.
I
ponds.
think-
That's-
I think it's, the planning board,
Okay,
they know the
Okay.
town has to maintain them.
so it's just the safety mechanism I'm saying.
And we do wanna see placards, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Want
so I was
placards
just mentioning to Collis, you know, you.
marking the start of the open space.
Yeah, but I think there's this solid line that goes between the abutters and the open space, and then that needs to have something too. I'm sure these abutters are gonna wanna say, this is where my property is, and,
Well, I did-
On both sides of the open space,
yeah, yes.
on
Yeah.
both sides.
So you're
You
saying
meaning
you
on
want,
Ginger Drive side and on the side where these proposed houses are?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
you're talking about like actual placards that delineate? Okay, I thought you were going that direction, but then I thought you were talking about that the property bounds were gonna be
Well, it may be that.
Two different issues, though.
direction enough, no, okay.
One's a property ownership issue, and one of them is alerting to people to the fact that it's a conservation area.
Right.
It starts
Right.
here.
That would be something we would
We
be taking
would-
care
we
of,
would
though, right?
do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
We could do that. Okay.
We'd have
So am I
placards.
taking that off?
No, placard should stay on. Is that your
Yeah,
question?
no, it should stay.
Placards
with
for
that.
marking the
I-
open space.
I just think we need a better definition of what you mean by placards, because we have small round
Yeah.
aluminum boundary markers that we put up
Yeah,
on the edge of the conservation land.
right.
But that's what you want
We already
done.
have them.
But that's
Yeah.
what,
I wouldn't-
Yes.
I
And
that's
wouldn't
what
make
you-
them-
That's okay, but they can say
No,
that
I wouldn't
they,
make them.
No, we'll put them up.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what
so
we
I'm
need.
taking off the placard comment because we're gonna do it.
Yes. we're
But
gonna
I
do
think
it.
the
They,
planning
they just
board,
need to buy them.
I
They
think
already
the
have
planning-
them.
We
Yeah,
have a
they
bunch.
didn't-
That's what they're saying, they already have them.
How many do we have?
Whole box.
A whole box, a lot.
100, maybe more. I think we had to buy them by 100.
We bought them, right?
Right.
Well,
I
I don't
think-
know what the current count is.
I think it's important for us to say to the planning board that we intend to mark the boundaries with placards.
Intend to mark.
Well, so the boundaries are gonna be marked. I
That'll
mean,
be when you
It's gonna
own
be
it.
indicated where the lot's at, we will be able to tell that
Mm-hmm.
in the field.
but it
And
needs to be,
we wouldn't be putting like a placard behind every individual lot, we usually spread them out so you can easily find one within. it's like-
no, I think to be honest, I think the one that's gonna be really important is with the existing abutters will want to have something indicating where the open space.
Line. with
Yes,
this-
that's what
This
I'm trying to
green
say.
dashed line on the back.
This
Yes,
is,
I
this is the
think
line you're
that's-
gonna mark, the
Yeah.
one, and they're.
And the other ones are gonna,
front ones
supposed
are
to
gonna
have
the
their
granite
property
markers,
markers.
the first where the lots are.
Sure.
So it's gonna be two
But you're
separate.
gonna do that, but just gonna state you will be marking,
But the intent is to keep the individual lot development creep
Right.
going into the
Right.
open space.
It
area.
goes,
Right.
and then the
You
last,
see it all the time.
and the other
Yeah.
comment is the
If you-
Conservation Commission supports the town supports the town taking ownership of the open space under the Conservation Commission.
Taking an ownership of the open space to be preserved as conservation land under the management of the conservation.
Right. We don't want any schools built on it.
And that has to be stated,
Yeah, right.
when it comes time to do that, we make the transfer, we need to be involved in the wording of the deed. Learned that the hard way, that if we aren't, then it doesn't get worded properly, and, you know, we don't want a deed being recorded, it doesn't say a word about it being conservation land.
Right.
And Conservation Commission should review the proposed open space,
yes.
language,
The deed.
the deed.
Yeah. Lesson learned the hard way.
Yes.
So back to you guys want a site walk. If this gets approved prior to that, are you still, because they're coming back in March, this could get, approved before, when do you guys,
Right at the start of vernal season.
it's coming back
Well,
March 13th, I
it's
don't
coming
know
back.
if it will get approved, but I'm just saying, like,
It
there's
will be
kind of
snow.
like an open of when you're gonna,
How far along is it?
how far along, you guys, they've been addressing a lot of the comments.
We just Wednesday, Thursday last week, we resubmitted to Scott and the town for their reviews. I mean, I think based off of everything we're seeing from Scott and Joanne, I think Doug would be looking for an approval in March, but obviously that's up to the board to decide.
I mean, it may not, it could get continued again, and then
So
I
when-
would think
when
it'd be April,
So it was continued to March 13th? did you
March
say?
13th.
It's gonna be snow.
I think it's gonna be snow.
It's gonna be snow.
I mean, we ideally will have all of, engineering's comments addressed prior to March.
And like I said, it doesn't mean the planning board, there could be some things they needed, and they'll continue again, but maybe that you'll talk about site walking it at your next meeting, scheduling, because then you look into April, because you'll be meeting again March 26th.
It shouldn't be snow in April.
Then we'll be in vernal pool season.
It will be.
I know.
So, like, early April?
Yeah.
Before our next meeting, before our April
April
meeting.
meeting.
We'll site walk before this April meeting.
Right, right. Yeah. The black flies are usually Mother's Day to Father's Day.
But the vernal pools also are on the open space, correct? They're in the area of the open space?
Well, it's
You-
where the wetland crossing is, it's where they're
Where the crossing.
Okay,
And on that first lot.
on that first lot.
Did you say there was a plan that referred to that particular wetland as a vernal pool?
No,
Okay.
no.
You're just concerned.
Peace of mind.
Well,
Yeah.
when this was proposed many years ago, that Elmer P.
Yeah.
Situation, and again, my recollection is that vernal pools were found up in that corner.
Well, I think
Now,
if
we're talking shaky ground here, we're talking about my recollection, I don't have a plan from back then.
I looked at one plan that did show, like, I think this one that's off-site, and this one that's right on the boundary of Ginger Drive
Yeah,
parcel, and then the open space. I think they might have been called out, but I don't remember seeing
And-
any others.
and ordinarily I would be reassured by, what's been reported on already seen, so I'm not questioning people here, but it was awfully dry last year.
Yeah.
And I know in the area over where I live that a lot of vernal pools
Yeah.
didn't happen last
Yeah,
spring.
not
It
at
was
all.
dry in the spring as well,
It
and early
was.
summer, and that's why my blueberries did so poorly.
I was just gonna say,
But, pools where I would usually see spotted salamander and all sorts of things were dry. And it just was a terrible year for a lot of things,
okay, so we have
So I-
a motion.
what we saw
There
last
was
year.
no
I'm gonna
motion,
make the
Patty?
motion.
Okay.
Get
We have a
moving.
motion, that's right.
Yeah.
If we have a second on that, everyone?
Yeah, we just need to read back what we're.
Oh, gosh, yes. I'm gonna say it by memory again, so. The Conservation Commission would like to, before their April meeting, site walk the property with, the soil scientist to confirm that there are no vernal pools near the wetlands crossing. If the town is to retain ownership of the detention areas on Lot 1, there is a concern with safety, and there should be some sort of mechanism in place, I'll reward that differently. The Conservation Commission supports the town retaining ownership of the open space to preserve and the open space land and be managed by the Conservation Commission.
Yeah,
Were you gonna
for
put
that last
anything about
part,
markings?
I would just like to elaborate a little bit and say the Conservation Commission strongly recommends
Strongly.
that open space area be transferred to the town to be managed as conservation land by
Only.
the Conservation Commission. And that it would be, because the point I want to get across also to the planning board is that there's not much recreation over in this part of town. That this would be a
Passive.
the passive recreation this would provide would be a major asset in this area, which is heavily developed with subdivisions and so far away from all the other town parks and facilities.
Well, I know we've said
I'm
this,
having a
but
look at it for a second.
it's just that the lots will have property
And the conservation markers.
And,
Yeah.
and Conservation Commission will mark the boundary
Mhm.
of the open space.
Yes.
And then the
Once they agree
property,
to own
the individual lots will have their markers.
That's a
You
planning
don't
board
need to
thing.
even say that,
Right,
they have to
just
put the
do it.
bounds.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a planning board thing, I think.
So now we're all set with the motion, and
Second.
David made the motion, we have a second on that?
David
I
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Evelyn.
motion, Evelyn
Jane
seconded.
second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? Yeah, I know. Got that?
Now, you did
I'm sending
a
it
nice
to
job,
David
too.
to look at
This is a
after.
much bigger project.
I always reword it
that.
so it makes
Thank
sense
you.
anyway.
Thank you, Andrew.
Okay.
Take care of
Okay,
it.
thank you.
I just like,
The engineer that came in.
okay, how do I make this make sense?
The engineer that came in before.
Yeah, oh, I missed it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bruce.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you, and I would like to appoint Collis as an alternate to the Conservation Commission.
Ah,
Would somebody like to make a motion on that?
I will.
Did anybody ask Collis to be?
I'll second it.
I've already
A
filled out the
second.
volunteer
Amy
application.
seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Big eye.
Great,
Opposed?
yeah, big eye.
Okay, Collis, you're on.
Yay.
You just have to get sworn
Oh,
in.
you don't
Another
think we
meeting
need
to go to.
Don't you think we need to have maybe
No, I think we're fine.
no, I think he needs a little training though.
Oh.
Probably have a couple meetings to get him.
Well, he needs to go back to the next select board meeting
Yeah.
and appoint himself.
Ah, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank
Good
you.
night. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Thanks, Bruce.
Okay, any
I'm glad. you're
corrections
saying
or
that.
exceptions to the minutes of January 22nd?
Look good to me.
Anybody have any
Do you wanna do
corrections?
both
Do we have a
of them?
motion to accept the minutes? Anybody have a
I'll
mo-
make a motion to accept the minutes if
uh,
no one has
second?
any revisions.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining?
Abstaining.
Because I wasn't here.
Susan and Andrew abstained. Okay, I think the only thing we have is, do we have to do anything with Damascus?
What about the February sidewalk minutes?
Oh, it's a February.
Was, did you need to do it? Did you have 4 members? I mean, 3?
Yeah, they had minutes, I think we had.
Yeah, we sent you minutes.
We had the
You got that.
minutes.
Yeah, they're right here.
No, I mean, did you just approve both of them?
No. We just did
did
the,
22nd.
well, they just did the February one too. Or January, sorry.
Did the
Oh, you mean the minutes, the approval, I thought you meant.
Yeah, the
the
minutes.
recommendation.
No, we only
We're
approved
just
the
talking
January.
about-
Okay, that's right, we
1,
didn't do those
2,
last ones, right?
The minutes of the site
They're
walk.
from the
Yes,
sidewalk.
that's
Oh, okay.
on there too to get approved.
Okay.
Approved.
Well, how many did you have on your
So
site?
we don't know about those.
4, so you do need to.
Okay.
Well, these
You got
are
Andrew,
three,
David,
that's- yeah.
Courtney, and Jane.
So we'll abstain.
Yeah, do four. Okay,
I think I pushed it over your way.
so,
Do you need to see it? Oh, that's it right there.
so
So
You
there
make a
was
motion on those?
Andrew, David, Courtney Carter, myself, and then Doug McGuire and Bruce Gilday. So it doesn't say that Bruce Gilday was there.
All right, so
But he
Jane's
was.
motioning to accept with a correction.
So
I'd second that.
Add Bruce.
those in favor, those have to be just the
Yeah,
people that were
well,
there.
you guys would all abstain.
So we all abstain except for,
So it would be, I'm in favor. I was
Aye.
there.
Aye.
and abstaining would be
Jean, Evelyn,
Abstain.
Evelyn, Jean, Amy, and
Amy.
Susan.
and Susan.
You don't
That's
have to
fine.
abstain, you can
Okay.
trust us.
Right, and Courtney
Abstain.
Carter was there, but she's not here.
She's not here, so.
That's all right.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, motion carries. Okay.
Okay, Damascus, I know he had a request for money.
And you saw, everyone saw
I saw
Derek's
the-
email.
I did see the email. Do we have to do anything with that right now?
No, we can't really. So our budget is 10,000. And town meeting hasn't happened yet, and if it goes into default budget, we may not be able to provide money for the milfoil treatment
At all?
at all.
Okay.
So we don't act on
If
this.
we're in default, there won't be money at all.
Again, though, as to whether,
I suggested he contact them too.
okay,
And they also have money in their association,
uh-huh,
or,
They have money.
yes.
okay.
So, yes, Jane?
No, finish that, I've got.
No,
some-
we're fine.
I just wanna say I was absent from the River Advisory.
Oh.
I did not go.
Okay, thank you.
I was out of town.
It was good.
Okay, I think,
Can't be two places. You're excused.
and we
Well,
just,
so what happened?
so she was absent from
No.
this. And then we
But
have,
Collis was
Oh.
there.
Yeah. Let me think, good Lord.
It was early too, it was at 5:30 because it was
Right.
candidates
Had
night.
to be moved up, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it was, the guy, the engineer from Du Bois and King.
oh, okay.
Yeah, he talked about, the construction aspect of it.
In
The
Hooksett?
fishing guy talked about the fisheries aspect.
Right.
He talked about the construction aspect and the Hooksett one and what's going on there. And he did a nice job.
These about the dams that they're talking
Yeah,
Fish ladder.
about? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So was there a possibility of a site walk up there?
yes.
Okay,
We just have to coordinate because construction's going on up there this time of year. It's icy and slippery and, but they welcome it. He said, of course, you can go on the bridge and see almost everything from the bridge. You don't really need to
Okay.
get down to the river.
Okay.
But he was more than happy to take us out there and show us around if we wanted to, which I thought was a nice offer.
okay,
And that's their fish ladder down by the dam that backs up Damascus Lake.
Yeah, there is.
okay. David, you have anything for open space?
No, I did receive finally what was hopefully going to be the final draft of the easement on the Shost. It was all marked up and color coded with each comment from each entity. So all the federal comments were in one color, and all the state comments were in another color. Man, it's a lot of comments, it's a long document. But all the town criteria were met, you know, for the executory interest and all that. You know, all the usual language of, you know, what if the federal government decides to build an interstate highway through it and has to close down on it, and how would everybody get their percentage reward back, you know, things that never happen, but all this stuff gets put into the language these days, so. And so I was hoping, wow, final draft, maybe we'll see it uncolor coded and ready for prime time to be submitted and start the hearings, but that hasn't happened yet. So, soon, we hope.
Soon? Okay, anything else? Okay, somebody make a motion to adjourn?
So, just
So moved.
one final
Oh,
statement,
oh.
I'm sorry, one
No, that's
final
okay.
statement on that. As soon as the final copy is ready, I assume it would be okay if I would immediately request when we get the hearing scheduled. Not have to wait till a meeting to have you all say, go ahead and
To
schedule a hearing.
Shosts?
Yeah. As soon as the final draft is there, they can be submitted to the select board and everybody else. I would like to start the 4114A hearings and also schedule our hearing for whatever our next meeting would be. Does that sound reasonable to everyone?
When is the meeting supposed to be for looking at that, the open space regulation or the custom?
Barbara's supposed to be emailing you all. I had to give her your email addresses.
Yeah, But you-
She's
you-
gonna start soon. She's trying to get like a, when they can use the facilities too. That's the last I have heard is when I gave everyone's emails.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
We have a motion to adjourn. Susan, the second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining?
Patty, do you want us to leave?
Thank you, GTV.
Yep, leave it.